Welcome to Star Talk. I'm Ken Eccles. Yeah, a thing happened last night, and we didn't get on the air. But maybe it won't happen tonight. Hasn't yet. Is there a caller there? Caller, are you there? Hello, caller.
Yeah, this is Mark from Median.
Hey, Mark. How are you?
Okay, how you doing?
Doing well, Mark. How can we help you?
You're not on in Reasonable yet.
Well, you should pop up there any second. Sometimes it takes a little while for everything to get through the pipes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just fed the cats outside. My mom feeds all the cats in the neighborhood.
Okay. Well, good for
Uh,
her. I hope the cats have been like spayed and neutered.
nope, they hadn't. We,
Oh
we got
well.
like 12. We got like 12 cats out there.
Well, there'll be there'll be more, I expect, if they haven't been spayed and neutered. Uh, well,
Yeah,
good for you for taking care of them.
yeah. And can you give me the list of the picks real quick? Who picked what yet?
Yep. Here we go. Let's see. You have the 19, Early Bird the 5, Charles the 45, Ralph the 12, Leon the 8, Mr. Pelham the 5, Wild Turkey 101 the 9, Citizen D the 9, uh, Nature Boy the 45, Lady in Black the 24, Captain Midnight the 12, Avenger the 45, NASCAR, Mr. NASCAR has the 5, Pretty Man has the 20, Mr. Leaksville has the 24, Mr. Draper has the 5, Liberal and Jack have not yet given me their picks.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Ken.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate your
Thanks.
call. I guess we'll be popping on in Reedsville. I hope. I hope we'll be popping on in Reedsville because it may be a tough night if we don't. Anyway, phone line is open right now. There's the number up there that you can call. And the email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing, Ian?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Oh yeah, you're on and clear tonight.
In Danville, we're in good shape. Good news.
Yeah, you look. They 7 minutes late getting you on.
7, well, that's not bad. I'll take it.
Well, okay. I got the 45 for the next race, correct?
You have the 45, yes.
Okay, we're going for the win.
Okay, well, we should always go for the win. That's what I say.
Yeah, well, my friend, she's back at home in her apartment. She left Mindendale. She took a nice plane trip. It was fun.
How long a flight is that from Mindanao back to her place?
I didn't ask. She texted me before she left the airport. She texted me when she got home.
Okay. All right. Well, however long it was, doesn't matter because she's made it.
Yeah, I said a prayer for her.
Well, good. That's good.
Yes. So right now she's a little busy getting back to work, so we're on text messaging.
So no FaceTime today.
No FaceTime. It's not worrying me. I have patience.
Well, she already knows what you look like anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I'm going to let her get back to work, and I keep her updated what I'm doing, staying out of trouble, behaving myself,
Mm-hmm.
not causing trouble with people.
Well, go ahead.
you beggar, you different than what I'm saying to her, huh?
Well, I'm just saying, there are different ways of interpreting things.
Yeah, you would love to talk to her one day, would you?
Oh, sure. I'll talk to her. She's going to call the show.
Well, I'll talk to her and see what she'll do with it or not. But right now, she's classified to y'all.
All right. Well, then she is off limits for the moment.
Yeah, off limits.
So I assume you're thinking that if she talks to me or anybody else around here, that we will spill some sort of beans and perhaps give her a more negative view of you. Is that your concern?
No, because she wouldn't believe you.
Oh, all right. Well, if she believes you, I don't know why she wouldn't believe me.
Yeah, but most likely I got everything wrapped up right now.
Well, that's good. We ought to have things wrapped up as best we can, so I'm glad you're at that level.
Oh yeah, plans are being made. Not talking to Charles about it.
Well, he can hear this, though.
No, I don't think he's watching the show.
Oh, I don't know. I thought everybody. Hang on a second. Hang on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just checking the current audience. The meter here says we have right now 42 million viewers. There's a pretty good chance he could be one of those 42 million.
Don't think so.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, but I have a pretty good hunch. I know my friend that I invite out for meetings and talk. He's probably listening. He's about the only person that'll know anything better than y'all.
Okay. Oh, and let me mention this too about the audience. Before you called, it was 61 million. Then you called, and it immediately dropped to 42. I don't know what to make of that.
I don't care. They can all go take a break.
All right. Well, that's fine. So you're counting down to retirement. Is all that's still planned? That plan's still in place? End of July?
Yes, end of July. I'm going to work 3 days a week part-time until the end of the year.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Yes, it is. Everything's been put in motion. Plans have been made. Things are being done. Things are being taken care of. People are being dealt with and put in their place.
Okay, we'll just leave that right there, that part of it. And thanks for calling.
Bye, sir.
Okay. Phone line is open. Number's up there on your screen. You can email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. And we'd love to hear from you either by phone or by email. Somebody emailed not last night. We had a thing happen last night. Somebody emailed Monday night and wanted to know what were the details of Phil Berger's current legal challenges in the Senate race. And I've sort of sorted all that out. There was also this. Somebody called about Dolly Parton, wondering if Dolly Parton is having some sort of a serious health issue. Because of something he partially heard on TV. So I checked up on Dolly, and she's not having any particular issue now. She has had health issues over the past couple of years, it turns out. I didn't really know about all this either, but she has had some problems. She's had problems with her knees, apparently. She's having some difficulty there. And some other things that they didn't specify. But apparently she's doing pretty well right now. So what it was, the caller said he partially heard something on TV, couldn't hear it all. And that's why he was wondering. She did postpone a planned Las Vegas residency late last year due to health concerns. It says she had kidney stones and some related complications and missed several public events along with some knee problems. But apparently she's doing pretty well now. And as far as Dollywood closing, evidently that was not true. It was said, well, on the internet, that Dollywood was closed, that she was shutting it down. But that turned out not to be true. In fact, Dollywood just had its grand opening for the current season, and she said she's got some big plans for stuff at Dollywood this year. So I guess the bottom line is Dolly is okay. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing tonight, Ken?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. At the beginning of the show, I think you said I had number 5 for a pick. I don't know if I picked the number 5.
Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got wrote down. Who is your pick?
I'm going to pick the number 11 this week, Ken.
Okay, Miss Pelham has the 11. I don't know why I had the 5 written down there. But
Yeah, I didn't pick Monday night, and you weren't on last night, so I don't know how that had to happen. But
so you actually hadn't made a pick yet. All right. Well, then now we're all straight. Mr. Pelham has the 11. So there it is.
thank you, sir. Thank you much. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, I bet it's not hot in the attic today.
No, it's real comfortable in the attic right now. In fact, I've had to go back and forth between, well, I haven't gone back and forth. I haven't had the air conditioner on in here yet. I won't explain all the logistics, but it takes a certain amount of operation to get air conditioning in here, and I hadn't done that yet, although I needed it a couple of days. But I got the heat back on now, so it's nice, but it could get hot up here next week. I think next week it might be time to get the air conditioning going.
Yeah, I heard it's supposed to get about between 85 and 90 this weekend, Ken. So you'll be back to the AC again, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's coming. I mean, it's the third week of March, so it's coming.
Yeah, without a doubt. Sure is. I see the Sam Page race is getting pretty heated. You're talking last week. Well, a judge might make a ruling on something and throw this thing out of the water. So, kind of like you, I believe it's done when it's done.
Oh, it's not done yet. Not by any means. Let me go ahead and mention these things because somebody had called about this. Somebody wanted to know what were Phil Berger's specific claims that he had taken to the State Board of Election. The State Board of Elections has denied all of them, by the way. But I'll tell you what they were. He claimed that 8 voters in Guilford County had been given ballots that didn't even have the Senate race on them. I don't know why they would print ballots without the Senate race on them, but that was the claim, that 8 people couldn't vote in the Senate race because it wasn't on their ballot. He also said one of the claims was in Rockingham County, a provisional ballot had been counted from a voter who said that she had tried to update her registration twice at the DMV but had been turned down, and that the county had no record of her registration, so her ballot was not counted. Another one, a voter who said their registration was allegedly changed. And another complaint, he said that 3 unaffiliated voters went in and asked for Democratic ballots and ended up with Republican primary ballots instead. So those were the complaints. The State Board of Election has denied all of those complaints and said that they will continue now with the normal procedure, which is the machine recount. And then they said they could revisit those complaints later, maybe. But right now they're just going to go ahead with the standard procedures. So the first machine recount will be coming next, and that's where we are.
Yep. Well, you can't blame a guy for trying, but I hope Sam pulls it off myself. But it is what it is.
Well, obviously the odds are in his favor. He's 23 votes ahead. So he's in the seat right now. But still, once until all the lawyers have moved and the State Board of State Board of Elections has responded, and perhaps judges have responded, it's still not officially over.
Right. If you would, Ken, explain to us what this Save America Act is that they're voting on in Congress. If you watch a little Fox News every once in a while, if you can stand it long enough to watch it, but they're portraying it as only a voter ID. Well, and that's not the total gist of it, is it not?
No, that's not all of it. It would require all states to institute photo ID for voters. The other thing it would do regarding the elections it would require anybody who goes to register to vote to bring documentation of their citizenship. And if they don't have records, physical records documenting their citizenship, then they would not be allowed to register to vote. So that is what it does regarding elections. They have added also something on transgender athletes in sports and one other thing that escapes me at the moment. But it's the citizenship documentation and the photo ID are the ones that pertain to the elections.
Well, the way I understand it too, Ken, is if your last name has been changed due to marriage or whatever, they're requiring in some states, I think, that you have a valid passport or original birth certificate, not a copy of your birth certificate, but an original birth certificate. Now, how's that going to work out for the voters?
Well, if you're married, this would apply to women, obviously. If you're born with one name and now you have a different name, then obviously your current name doesn't match the name on your birth certificate, and based on my understanding, that would not be acceptable to allow you to register to vote. You would have to have also a record of your marriage license, or your marriage license, a record of your marriage to show that your name actually was legally changed from the name on your birth certificate in order to register to vote.
Right. And if you were married and divorced, a lot of people go back to their maiden name, so you don't have a hard time with that too, correct?
Well, if you went back to your original name, which is the name on your birth certificate, then I guess that would satisfy the requirement, unless you had been previously registered under your married name. I guess if you've been previously registered under your married name and now want to register under your unmarried name, I honestly don't know how that would be treated. That would be kind of a different thing.
Yeah, the way Fox News is trying to portray it is, well, you need a voter ID, like a valid driver's license or whatever, but it's a little more complicated than that. But that's all they're pushing on Fox News again, so no surprise there.
Well, that's obviously there's more to it than that.
Right. All right, Ken, thanks for taking the call and have a great weekend.
Well, thanks for calling. Good to hear from you. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
This is Jerry. I'd just like to say, sir, me and Charles has already 15.
Okay, Jerry, thank you. Thanks for calling. Good to hear from you, Jerry. Phone line is open. There's a number up there that you can call, and the email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com, which reminds me to look for my phone and check emails, because I think we have one or two. Hey, Ken, this is Jack. Put me down for the number 6, Brad Keselowski. All right, so there's one more in. Jack has the 6 for this week. And here's one says, you also stated someone had the 24, and they picked Bowman, the 48. Who was that? Someone had the 24, actually picked the 48. Tell me who that was. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Well, I didn't hear a single word that Jerry called in to say.
Okay. Well, I guess he's one more then that has a phone problem. He was just telling us that he and his brother had already voted, and that's
Oh,
what he was talking about. Again, I don't have an answer on the phone. Some people's phones just don't get through, and I don't know why.
yeah.
I wish I did.
Well, I don't know either. It must be a landline because I'm on a cell phone.
Well, it seems to kind of be people who use landline. They're not real landlines, but they're on like the Spectrum
Yeah.
internet phones. That seems to be where the problem is.
That's what I got, Spectrum landline, whatever you call it, you know, a landline.
But you're calling on a
you
cell
like-
phone. Are you calling on
Yeah,
a cell phone?
I'm calling on my cell phone.
Okay, and so you sound fine,
I-
I guess.
Yeah, I guess everybody can hear me. Oh. But anyway, I was going to ask you, do you like pork and beans and bologna?
Well, yeah. Who does
Okay.
not?
I don't know why, but I like it real good. I just got through eating some
I'll
with them
tell
whole
you.
grain chips.
Oh, what kind of chips?
Them whole grain,
Yeah.
them whole
you,
grain.
you know, I used to eat. Like the Lay's barbecue potato chips. You ever had any of those? I used to.
Yeah, you
I
better
used to
believe it.
I used to eat Lay's barbecue chips with pork and beans. That was
I bet
good.
that's good too.
That
Mhm,
was
I know.
real
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I believe I've eaten that before. Since they come out them whole grain, I like that whole grain chips. But barbecue and pork and beans are good.
Yeah, I have a couple of buddies. We used to go for a while every summer. We would take a bus to New York City and go to baseball games in New York. But we didn't have much
Yeah.
money, which is why we were
Yeah.
taking the bus. So rather than have to go to restaurants in New York, and
Yeah.
that would be, we would each get us a big bag of pork and beans, like these those individual
Yeah.
sized cans of pork. We'd all get 8 or
That's
10
right.
cans of those pork and beans, and some potato chips and some double colas, and that's what we
Uh-huh.
would take with us to New York City. And we would sit there in the cheapest hotel room that we could find. And at mealtime, we'd just open up our bags and eat pork and beans and drink double colas. And that's how we lived in New York.
That was all right there.
That was
I wonder
good.
if they even got pork. I wonder if they even got pork and beans in New York.
Yeah, they have pork and beans, but I can tell you they'd never heard of double colas because when we left the bus station, we had to get on the subway to go to where our hotel was, and we were carrying our double colas with us, and we were getting off the subway, and some guy saw those double colas and said, "What is that?" And we started to explain to him, said, this is the best soft drink in the world. You don't know about it around here. It's the best drink in the world. And he offered to buy our double colas, but we wouldn't sell them because those things were precious to us.
Yes, sir. That's what y'all brought for y'all.
Yeah.
They don't make double colas no more, do they?
I don't know. I haven't seen one in years.
I haven't either, Ken. I haven't seen a double cola in a long time because I like double colas too.
That used to be my beverage of choice.
Double colas was good.
Mhm.
Well, I'll get off the phone, let somebody call in. I don't want to take too much time.
Well, thanks.
I'll talk to you later. You have a good weekend, buddy.
Thanks for calling. Yeah, those were the days. Pork and beans and double colas in Fun City. That's what we did. Let's see. This emailer says, Ken, I agree with you. I think double cola was the best drink ever. And I remember they came out with the 16-ounce double cola. And if I'm not mistaken, says the emailer, that was the first 16-ounce drink that I had ever seen. I'm telling you, I wish I could go to Food Lion right now and get myself a 12-pack of double colas. I don't know if that's even possible anymore. Well, it's not possible at Food Lion. I know that. I don't know. I don't know if they still make them. I don't know if they still exist anywhere. Anybody know? Anybody seen a double cola lately? We'd like to find out because it's been, I don't know how many years, a whole lot of years since I saw one. But they were good. Real good. Phone line is open. There's a number up there. The email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. Wait a minute. There's another one coming back here. Ken, did you say the State Board of Elections has denied all of Phil Berger's complaints? Does that mean that the election is now over? No. Oh, no. It does not mean that the election is now over. They still got to do the recounts. They'll probably, depending on how things go, they'll probably end up doing a machine recount and then a partial, then they will do a partial hand recount. And depending on what they see in the partial hand recount, then they might do a full hand recount. So we don't know. We'll see. One thing we do know is it's not over yet. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, double cola is still being made. You can buy it at Cracker Barrel or online.
Oh, really? Where do they make it? Do you know where they make it?
Well, they just said, hang on, let me look. Let me go back here and pull it back up. Doggone, hang on.
Because they used to make them
My
in
phone ain't
Reidsville.
doing like that. No, it said they said they're made locally.
Okay. Cracker
Or-
Barrel
yeah.
and online. What's the website? Like doublecola.com?
It didn't say. I just asked my phone real quick, and where's double cola made?
Mhm. Okay. Is it telling you anything?
Yes, it's bottled in North Carolina and Mississippi, and the home office was Chattanooga, Tennessee.
All right. Good.
So
I'm
it said
gonna-
right in North Carolina. I don't know where else. You'd have to look online, I guess.
I don't know where, but I will look online and see how I can
Yeah.
get some. 'Cause
Yeah.
I haven't had one in a
And,
long time.
When Jerry called in, we didn't hear a word he said.
Yeah, somebody early bird just told me that, so I guess that's one more
Oh,
phone
okay.
that doesn't work for us.
I was laying out some dinner stuff when I heard Early Bird on the kitchen TV.
All right. Well, I
And,
hate that. I
yeah,
wish I knew what to do about it.
Yeah, hey, you want to hear a funny one?
Hey,
Talking
I
about
like,
double cola, real old and
I like funny
Okay.
ones. Go ahead.
Okay, I was in the military, and this was probably in '77, and maybe early '78. And I had a friend who was getting out. It's called short when you're getting out. You got
Mhm.
short days left, and you always throw him a party. And we threw this guy a party. He drank wine. We all drank wine beside this big pond. It's almost a lake. Had my car there. I had a BMW, and then he got really sick from drinking the wine and all. And then I saw laying on the ground, it was the very first 2-liter plastic Coca-Cola bottle I'd ever seen in my life.
Okay.
I never seen one in the States. And there was one laying there empty, and I picked it up thinking it was glass.
Yeah.
And I realized it was plastic, and nobody else did. And I told him, I said, look at this glass bottle I found. And I told my buddy, I said, you know, Frank over, I said, I've been mad at him a long time. I think I'm going to go over and hit him in the back of the head with a glass bottle and bust it on his head and shove him in the lake. I go over and I look back at my buddy. He's going, no, shaking his head, no. And I look at him, I just smiled and shook my head. Yeah, I drew that plastic bottle back and I popped my buddy in the back of the head with that thing. And everybody freaked out. And it bounced right off his head. He turned
Wow.
around, looked at me. My buddy was over there with his mouth hanging open. I just let them all think it was glass.
Well, I'm glad somebody didn't tackle you before you did that.
I know it. I figured they might would, but I didn't give them a chance. I done it really kind of quick.
You know, a lot of people now, probably most people now, don't even realize that drinks used to come in glass bottles. And a lot of people say,
No,
"Well, that's crazy. I didn't even know that."
hey, when we were kids, we used to make our own Sprite before
How?
Sprite was made.
How'd you make it?
You take needles off a longleaf pine, and you cut them in about 3 or 4 sections, a handful, and you dump them in a quart jar, and then you just pour water in it and about 3 tablespoons full of sugar, and you let it sit for 2 to 3 days. And then you strain it and drink it, and you got Sprite.
Really?
Yeah,
Well-
because it's fermented just a little bit from the sugar and sitting for 2 days, maybe 3 days. And you can hear the bottle when you take a lid off. It'll do that.
Well, I got a big pine tree not too far from where I'm sitting. Maybe I'll make me some Sprite this summer.
Yeah, you could try it. Sure can. Yeah.
I'll give it a try because it'll be free if
I
I
got-
do it that way.
It sure would be. And it's got so much nutrition in pine needles. You would not believe all the antioxidants and all the everything. It's inflammation. So much. You can eat pine tree bark and survive because of the nutrients. I mean, it's healthy. It's
Well, now,
so
you know,
healthy.
I didn't know. I didn't know there were antioxidants in pine needles.
Yeah, it sure is. Give it a check. Give it a look up and check it out.
I'll check it out, and I might manufacture some Sprite this summer.
Make enough, you can sell it.
Well, they might not.
Tax free.
I don't know. The government might frown on that. I don't know why. If you
I know.
if you can have a lemonade stand, I don't know why you can't have a homemade Sprite stand.
Really, homemade Sprite.
Okay.
Reach around and pick a handful of leaves off a tree and cut them up.
All natural.
Say you some Sprite,
all natural
Yep.
soft drink.
and very healthy for your body.
Well, yeah, if you've
Yeah.
got
Okay.
antioxidants in there, that's good. Well, thanks.
Yeah, and a lot more than just antioxidants. Look it up; it'll surprise you.
I will.
Okay. Good night. Bye bye.
Thanks for calling. All right, so I'm going to be out there in the yard picking up pine needles to see if I can make my own Sprite this summer. Phone line is open up there. The email address is keneckelslive@gmail.com. And this emailer says, Ken, who is the current defending first place person in the NASCAR contest? Who won the last segment last year? Asks the emailer. Hang on a second. Let me consult the great book. This will take me just a little bit of time thumbing back through the great book, which has pretty much the history of civilization is contained here in the great book. Well, according to my records, which might be right, you never know. According to my records, it was ChatGPT who finished in first place in our final segment last year. So ChatGPT is the most recent winner. Now, of course, Chat didn't get the tickets because Chat is not eligible to collect and use tickets for obvious reasons. So the tickets were passed down to, I think it says Citizen D. But Chat was the last first place finisher. And so based on that, I guess technically, ChatGPT is currently the defending title holder, even though he's not in the first segment. I'm told we can expect Chat to return in our next segment. So we'll see about that. Anyway, it looks like it is ChatGPT. Getting back to Page and Berger. Ken, did you know Sam Page was on the front page of the New York Times last week? They wrote a story about this race because Phil Berger is such a prominent politician, it made the front page of the New York Times, and there was Sam Page right there with his cowboy hat on page 1 of the Times. I did know that. I've seen that picture. I certainly did. And the sheriff looked real good there on the front page. This is the Nature Boy. Hang on. This is the Nature Boy. Nature Boy, Mark from Mayadan asked me to send an email. If customers call Checkers, the phone is not working, but they are open until 9 p.m. Okay, so if you've been trying to call Checkers and you can't get through, the phone is, maybe they're using the same kind of phone we use. The phone is not working, but they are open until 9 p.m. And thanks to the Nature Boy for passing that along. Thank you, Nature Boy. We do appreciate that. This one says, Ken, how come if I hear a song on the internet and I don't know what it is, I can use my Shazam, and my Shazam will tell me what the song is. But if I sing a song to Shazam, if I sing a song to Shazam, it does not know what the song is. Why is that? I'm sure there's somebody out there right now saying, what is Shazam? I'll answer that question in just a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please. Hello?
This is Ken.
Yes, it is. You're on the air.
Ken, is a nice guy.
Hey, nice
I
guy.
finally got you back on my TV.
Good.
So you can start the next race pool up. Add me to it.
Okay, that'll be this coming week. This is the last week of the first segment, and so next week you can start picking.
Appreciate it.
Well,
And
good.
thank you.
Okay, well,
Thank
thanks
you very
a lot.
much.
Appreciate your call. So Nice Guy will be back in the next segment, and apparently we're expecting ChatGPT back in. So that'll give us 20. If everybody else stays in, that'll give us 20 competitors in the next segment. And there was one more. I think there's one more who's coming back in next segment. So we might have 21. Getting real competitive, folks. Shazam, for those of you who may not know, that's a little application you put on your phone, and if you hear a song and you don't know what the song is, you just punch Shazam, and then Shazam listens to the song, and Shazam tells you the title of the song and the artist. The question was, why does it work when you sing a song to it? Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ken, this is Nice Guy again.
Yeah?
I listened to it on the TV, and you said Nature Boy.
Yeah. Yeah, Nature Boy.
I'm Nice Guy.
No, okay. No, I was talking, Nature Boy is somebody else. So I made a mistake. So if I said
Okay.
Nature Boy, I should have said Nice Guy. So thanks for correcting me.
Okay, thank you. Just put me on next time.
Okay,
Appreciate
Nice
it.
Guy. We'll do it. Thanks. Yeah, we had been talking about the mail from Nature Boy, so I erred. And of course, to err is human. But it's Nice Guy who'll be getting back in. Nature Boy. Okay, thanks. Nature Boy is already in. Why doesn't Shazam recognize the song when you sing to it? Well, it's because Shazam doesn't actually recognize the song when it plays on your computer. The Shazam recognizes a digital code that is contained in the recording of the song. So it picks up, and every song has a unique digital signature thingy. And Shazam picks that up, and that's how it knows what song is playing on your computer. When you sing the song, and I'm sure you sing it very well, I don't have any doubt of that, I'm sure you do. When you sing the song, of course, you are not singing that digital signature. So Shazam is befuddled and has no idea what the song is, because Shazam is specifically listening for that digital signal. So that's why it doesn't work when you sing. Now, maybe at some point, maybe eventually, somebody will come up, will modify Shazam or come up with some other app that it can recognize songs even when we sing them. I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon, but one of these days it might. Somebody else had a question. Back to Page and Berger. Somebody wanted to know how statistically likely is it that a recount would change the outcome of the election? So the best way to answer that, at least the best way I can think of to answer it, somebody else might have a better way. The best way I could think of to answer that was to go look at, I did a search for recounts that have been done, and you can find records of these things online. So I went back and I looked at 31 times when elections have been challenged and recounted on the state level. And what I found out was that the average number of votes that will change in a recount, the average number of votes changed comes out to a mean of 3/10 of 1%. That's the average. About 3/10 of 1% of the votes will be changed in a recount, based on an average of 31 times. Now, if we look at the Sam Page Phil Berger thing, where a little over 26,000 votes were cast there. So if we take 3/10 of 1% of the cast votes, we come up with 78 votes. So from that, we can conclude that if this is the average outcome of these 31 recounts that we looked at, we could reasonably expect 78 votes to be changed when they recount these 26,000. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. That just means that would be the average expected change would be 78 votes. Sam Page's lead right now is 23 votes. So it's a big if 78 votes change in the recount, for Phil Berger to gain 24 votes, which would put him 1 vote ahead, Phil Berger would have to be the recipient of 51 of those 78 changed votes. So, if they do the recount, and if 78 votes are changed, and if 51 of those are Sam Page votes that change to Phil Berger votes, then theoretically, Berger would gain 24 votes, which would be enough to erase the 23 vote margin. So is that going to happen? I don't know. It's just based on, as I say, it's just based on the average of things that have happened in recounts before. So I guess the one thing we learned for sure, it is certainly possible. It is absolutely possible that a recount could change the outcome of the election, since the margin is 23 votes. It is mathematically possible. It still seems to me unlikely, because if 78 votes change, maybe 51 of them will change to Phil Berger. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll all change to Sam Page. We don't know. We have no idea. But again, it's not over yet. And it is possible. It's possible that a recount could change it. And then there's the question of, somebody asked this question too, what if they do the recount and it changes the winner? Then can Sam Page demand another recount? In other words, could they just demand recounts on and on and on forever? No, they can't do that. If they do the recount, they go through the procedure and do the recount, at the end of that, it's over. So there we go. There we go. We have, let's look at the clock here, a few minutes left for your phone calls and your emails. Phone line is open up there at that number. The email address is keneckelslive@gmail.com, and we'd love to hear from you either way, by phone or by email. And let's get to the right screen here so we can check this email. Hey, Ken, I went online, and you certainly can get double colas. Here is the link. Okay, I'll get the link there. I'll follow that link in a while and see if I can get hold of some double colas, because it's been a long time. And then the emailer goes on to say, do you remember, Ken, one day, oh, gosh. I do remember. Do you remember one day we'd been playing basketball down on Barnes Street, and we went to Sanders Grocery, who used to be on Barnes Street, and they didn't have any double colas. And one of us, and I'm not going to name any names so as not to embarrass him, but one of us had a fit because they were out of double colas and went crazy and was cussing out Mr. Sanders, and we thought we were going to have to call the police. Do you remember that day? I do remember that day, and I'm not going to name him either. I'm not going to publicly embarrass him by naming him. But yeah, that did happen. One of our people, one of the members of our entourage, was extremely perturbed because there were not any double colas in the store, and yeah, he pretty much went nuts. And I thought we were going to have to call the police there at one point, because he didn't take it well, and it took him a while to calm down. Again, I'm not going to name him, but I'll give you a hint. In case you have any, if you were one of the people who were around Barnes Street and Thompsonville Street during those days, you can probably guess who it was. And I'll give you a hint. He was one of the group who always went to New York with us with the pork and beans and double colas every summer. Yeah, that was a tough day. I'm not sure. I'm not sure he was entirely right in the head. I'm not sure he's entirely right in the head now, let alone then. But we'll just let that one go, because we got him calmed down and nothing bad ever came of it. Ken, what is the race where the next segment of the NASCAR contest starts? Where will they be? All right. I've got that here. Hang on, I have to shuffle some stuff around here. Is it in this folder? It is. Okay, this week is Darlington, and then, Martinsville will be the first race of the next segment. The Martinsville race on March 29th, which somebody will have 2 free tickets for, we expect. That's the first race of the next segment, and that segment will be 10 races, and it will continue, until Pocono on June 14th. So the next segment starts with Martinsville, finishes in Pocono on June 14th. That'll be a 10-race segment. And then the segment after that starts in San Diego, the San Diego Naval Base Coronado Street course. Yeah, they're going to race in the streets of San Diego. this year instead of the streets of Chicago. That'll be June 21st. That'll be the first race of the third segment, and that one continues until the Daytona race on August 29th. And then the fourth segment will be the playoff races starting on September 6th. So that's how that's going to work, and good luck to everybody. This one says, Ken, I heard it's going to get really warm this weekend. How warm is it supposed to get? And do you think it'll be good swimming weather? Yeah, I think it might be. I think it might be good swimming weather. It's supposed to be up to, what did I hear? 87, I think, on Sunday. You can swim in that. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ken, I apologize for calling back, but you never did clarify the 48 or the 24, Bowman or Byron, the pick.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The email said you said somebody picked the 24, but they really picked the 48. They didn't say who it was. So I will get that. If you're out there, if you picked the 48 and I said you picked the 24, then let me know so I can change it. But right now, I don't know.
Well, if I remember correctly, you said he was picking Bowman, and that would be the 48, but I think you might have misconstrued it and put down the 24 for Bowman. That being the case, I would like to change my pick to 24 if he's not been taken, and if he has, I'll just stick with the number 11.
Hang on. So you've got the 11. Well, you can change to the 24. It doesn't matter if he's been taken.
Okay, I'll just pick the 24 then, if you don't mind.
Okay, Mr. Pelham switches to the 24. And apparently there's somebody out there who wants the 48, and I have him with the 24. So if you are that person, let me know and I'll fix it. And Mr. Pelham,
Okay.
you now have the 24.
All right, one more quick thing, Ken. I didn't know a pretty man likes double cola and pork and beans. Have a good weekend, Ken.
Okay, well, thanks. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Ken, this is the Liberal. Give me number 5.
Okay, well, now Liberal's in the list now. Liberal has the number 5. All right, Liberal has the 5, and Jack has taken the 6, and that's everybody.
All right. Thanks, Ken.
Well, thanks
Enjoy
for
your
calling.
show.
And that's all the time we have for Star Talk tonight. We're on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. And again, if you want the 48 and I have you down for the 24, please let me know because I need to fix that. We're on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I hope you'll join us next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Echols.